So our topic is The Hero Dynamic of Black Swan Green by Sebastian Perusa, Ben Rush, Dylan Myers, Timothy Zoldos, and Julian Vella. So the introduction to the topic. Our assigned topic and task was to discuss, identify, and explore the theme of a hero's journey in David Mitchell's Black Swan Green. Not only the sweeping growth and heroic development of the main character Jason, but the overall challenges and agreement of the hero dynamic within the entire novel. A subject which is prevalent throughout the story in numerous ways. As you will see throughout this presentation, how much deeper this idea goes than simply the pages and the text inscribed on them. This dynamic of heroism not only furthers a reader's understanding of the novel, but it connects and sparks ideas of morals and values that are very present in our real-world societies. So defining a hero. The initial ideas that pop up in someone's head when the word hero is mentioned are usually filled with comic books and capes. As in today's time, people only associate heroes with fame, glory, superpowers, and Marvel movies. While according to the dictionary, a hero is simply someone who is idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. However, we prefer to define a hero more through their real-world good actions rather than the accolades they receive for it. This is exactly the case with Jason, as he grows and perseveres through many rough challenges throughout the story and still finds a way to do good as the novel progresses, completing his overall journey as a hero through his right actions, in a narrative filled with many relations and connections to the all-inclusive hero dynamic. So the thesis. So overall, mankind is a species which has grown, developed, and greatly changed from our beginnings to our modern eras. Facets of society such as fashion, language, and architecture fit that previously stated mold. However, the idea and idealization of a hero, as well as the criteria to be considered such, will never be modified. The role and archetype of a hero is something that has been explored in media and television for countless years, yet none seem to best express and explore that growth as good as David Mitchell's brilliant novel, Black Swan Green, a story which perfectly portrays the hero's archetype through its main character, Jason. As he grows to deal with many anti-heroes throughout the story, lives in a town full of role models which inspire him to do better, and learns to deal with the consequences of his actions and intentions. For these reasons, Black Swan Green is truly a story revolving around the growth of a hero.
So, meeting the archetypal pattern. In narrology, the hero's journey is a common template that involves a hero who goes on an adventure and then comes home changed or transformed. In the novel Black Swan Green, the main character Jason goes through this type of journey. Jason is a different and changed person at the end of the novel, indicating that he has gone through the hero's journey. Furthermore, the visible change in Jason's actions, intentions, and decision-making throughout the novel suggests to the reader that the completion of the hero's journey is in Jason. Jason grows by dealing with the results of others' actions towards him and the results of his own experiences. Because of this, the novel meets this archetypal pattern of the hero's journey. How does Jason grow, and what spurs his growth? Well, at the beginning of the novel, Jason cared way too much about popularity and what people thought of him, even going as far as hiding his speech impediment in school or trying to impress others by doing stupid things. He was a classic immature pre/early teen. But towards the end of the novel, the reader can see that Jason doesn't really care about popularity and what the popular kids think about him as much, as demonstrated when he smashes Neil Bros's calculator, grasses on the bullies, which destroys his reputation among them, stands up to Gary Drake at the fair, and associates himself with losers like Dean Morin's gang. Furthermore, he shows a great deal of growth and maturity when he returns his tormentor Ross Wilcox's wallet. This is something that he would never have done earlier in the novel. What spurred his growth as a person in Jason, one may ask? Well, it was specific events like the extensive bullying of Jason at the hands of Ross Wilcox and Co. This showed him that he doesn't need validation from the popular kids, and they are actually really nasty at heart. Or from Dean Morin and the other losers actually being nice to him. This showed him that popularity isn't everything, and he should be friends with anyone he chooses to be friends with. And also, learning that gypsies are actually respectable people after one of them, by the name of Alan Walker, stood up for him at the fair, as well as after he met them at their camp and they were respectable and nice towards him. This showed him that he shouldn't read every book by its cover or by what everyone says about them, as his dad vocally thrashed gypsies. When he actually interacted with them, the result wasn't what he expected or heard about from other people. So, how does the investigation of this topic help me with understanding the novel? Well, this novel is mainly about the trial and tribulations of young Jason. This investigation of this topic really helped me understand the meaning of the novel on a deeper level. Before this investigation, I thought that this novel was just a bland take on a mediocre life, with no special meaning. But after this investigation, I understand that the novel is really more of a story about the coming of age of a young boy with several problems in his life, who at the end becomes a changed person for the better. And some connections beyond the novel, especially with this coming of age and gaining maturity. This is something that happens to every young adult at some point in their lives. I remember grade 7 and 8 being a lot like how this novel portrays grade 7 and 8. We were all immature, pre/early teens who cared about things that weren't really important at the time, like perception of others or popularity. But now that I'm entering my final teenage years in grade 12, I can see that this attitude has switched. Not entirely, though. And most people have grown up. And now they care about different, more important things, like school, work, their sport, just like Jason. Jason, his switch flips, one might say. So maybe a switch just flips around puberty. Maybe it's through specific experiences, like what happened in the novel, or maybe it's a combination of both. But one thing I know for sure is that everyone goes through their own hero's journey and comes back a changed person at one point or another.
Jason Taylor. Aged 12 to 13, throughout the novel, Jason is the protagonist. Jason both wants to fit in with his classmates and sees a great divide between them and himself. He follows his conscience rather than simply doing what might be expected, as seen when he abandons his chance of popularity with the spooks and rescues his friend Moran instead. Even when he is at his lowest, Jason does not lose his moral ground. In many ways, Jason at the beginning of the novel is innocent, and at the end of the novel, he is experienced. Experience doesn't bring wild happiness for Jason, but he does come to become more of a mature person who has proved that he can handle through the tough realities of life. Tom Yu. Tom Yu, a member of the Royal Navy, is the closest thing to a hero in all of Black Swan Green, and is idolized by Jason and the boys his age. Tom seems to represent everything for the boy respects. He has his pick of any girl he wants, he has escaped from the confines in the village, and he's fighting for his country. When Jason is unwitting observer of Tom Yu and Debbie Crombie having sex, the experience unsettles him because it proves to that Tom is a human after all. Although Tom is idolized for his bravery, he's a horrible nightmare about being attacked that illustrates that he's simply just a scared boy. Ross Wilcox. Ross Wilcox is the first one to make fun of him saying, "Go on, lend us your protractor, Taylor. I honestly want to do my math homework." Ross keeps nagging Jason so that he can do his math homework, but as we can see, he's just a cruel jerk towards Jason. Until the Goose Fair, Ross is nothing more than a bully with minions. However, after he loses his wallet, Jason learns that Ross came from a troubled family. His father is guilty of tax fraud, which means that his family is probably struggling financially, and his parents split up over serious domestic violence abuse. Jason learns that there's more to Ross than a bully that he had been seeing.
Alright, so present. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about the quotes. So at the start of the book, Jason says that's something I've always just avoided. This is talking about his stammering problem, and we can see at the start of the novel he is very self-conscious about his stammering. Another quote on page 127 says, "Often, I think boys don't become men. Boys just get paper mache inside a man's mask. Sometimes you can tell the boy is still in there." I believe this is talking about how some boys don't show their true selves. They kind of keep their own personality to themselves because they're scared of what other people are going to think of them. They're scared of other people if they're going to be judged, and Jason deals with this problem early in the story. And then at the end of the book, on page 289, it says, "If I can reach the state of not caring, Hangman will remove his finger from my lips." As the story gets closer to the end, Jason's mindset towards his speech evolves into him being more comfortable with it and accepting who he is. All right, some more quotes. If you are truthful to the world about who and what you are, you will stink of falseness. This is Madame Cromlinick to Jason on page 154. Basically, what she's saying is, never try and be someone else. Be yourself. The next quote, I had to show bros I am not afraid of him. That's all I thought of. In this quote, he's getting over his fears, in this case bullies, because obviously in the start of the story he has quite a fear of bullies and he gets bullied quite a lot. But he gets over that fear by standing up to them, and then that gives him a lot of maturity and self-confidence. And then lastly, take your punishment like a man and get on with your life. Rosamund on page 189. This is about how Jason needs to own up to his mistakes and be a man about it, and not hide from justice, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. All right, next we're gonna do other connections. I know Dylan talked about some of his connections earlier in the presentation, but these are just other connections that people can make. So one is Jason stammering. A lot of people have disabilities such as, they stutter, speech impediments, listening impediments, so a lot of people can connect that way. Jason's parents' divorce. A lot of people have divorced parents. I do not, but I know many of my friends who do, who go through similar to what Jason has gone through. Relates to the war when Tom Yu died. Tom Yu died on a ship when it was attacked, and this can relate to there's a lot of modern wars, a lot of sea warfare going on, so people can relate to that. Bullies, that's a big problem nowadays. Bullying is a big part of the story. Bullying is also a very big problem in today's society, and it's something a lot of people can relate to. And then lastly, Jason's father not allowing him in his office. This can be related to people who may have trust issues with their family, or not even family, just friends. A lot of people who have that can relate to this part of the story. And that's it.